One. Uh, we are in it, Stitt heads. Welcome to a new segment of Talking Stitt called Crazy Stitt with Derek and Alex. What we're going to do is once a month, me and Alex Pauls, who's kind of my Andy Richter to Conan O'Brien, anyways, he's going to come on here and we're just going to react to stupid, crazy shit going on in the world right now. So, what's up, Alex? How's your day going, man?
It's good. And you know what? There's never a shortage of crazy, stupid shit. And it's funny, if it wasn't for you, I'd be doing a really good job of ignoring this stuff. But every once in a while, ridiculous shit pops in. And you just, I mean, they want to jack your luge, right? They want to
Mm-hmm.
jack your luge. So we're,
Stealing the
we're
energy,
going to,
brother.
but I won't let them. I love this idea that you've come up with because we're just going to make fun of it. We're going to make fun of the news. We're going to make fun of how ridiculous it is and move on. But this is a great little time capsule for the two of us to say, hey, October 2025, this is what was in the news and how dumb it was. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look back 5 years ago, how dumb COVID was. And I mean, dude, they were putting stickers on the floor and you'd have to walk in single line at the grocery store so you wouldn't get COVID while you pick up your beans.
Well, and just like, COVID era, we had the George Floyd patron saint of fentanyl riots going on in the streets and fag Tifa and everything else going on. And that's what's going to lead us into the first clip of the day is so I don't know if anybody saw this yet. If you didn't, you'll see it now. So there was well, let's just say there was an Antifa protest going on and there was an on-site reporter that was getting harassed a little bit. And this is a pretty interesting little minute and a half clip. Alex, you get to be my Jamie like Rogan. Can you pull that clip up?
Yeah, man. Let's see if I can do this. One shot here. Content only, screen two.
Content only fans.
Look at me. Look at me. All right, here we go. We're good to go. Can you hear that?
I don't hear anything yet. Oh, no, I see it. I don't hear it.
Okay, so if you can't hear it, Derek, then that means I screwed something up. I'm sorry, my friend.
You did
See,
it.
this is why, okay, share sound. All
This
right,
is
it's
the
all good,
inaugural
guys.
episode. Yeah, share
I
that
got it.
sound. That beautiful
I'm
bean
usually,
footage.
I'm usually very pro at this, but here, take two, we got this.
Get the fuck out.
Hey, what are you
Get
doing?
the fuck out of
Hey,
here, man.
I didn't do anything.
Hey, get the fuck out.
You get out of here. Don't try hit me.
Just rip his mask
Well,
off.
I have
No
no.
shit.
Don't come back.
Get away
I
from
see
me.
you again.
Get away from me, sir.
Get the
Where are
fuck
you? You're pushing me onto the road.
Get the fuck out of here.
I also
Let me
wouldn't be a
move. Let me
reporter
get
out
out.
there
You're gonna let me get
unarmed
out.
either.
Walk.
Hey,
Right?
sir, stop it.
Fucking walk.
Nerd
Stop.
with glasses and a
Walk,
mask on.
motherfucker.
What are you
Telling you what
doing?
to
Why are you
do.
so mad? I didn't do anything.
Here's where it's going to get good.
Walk.
I haven't done anything.
Walk, motherfucker. Do not come back.
Watch out.
You come back, I'm gonna fucking smoke you, dude.
Really?
Smoke
Yes,
your
really.
pole.
I'm
Why?
gonna back your fucking camera.
Stop it. Stop,
What city is this?
sir. Stop
This
it.
is Portland.
You camera to people's fucking face.
I have the right to be here.
Okay, here it comes.
I have the right to be here.
See the
I have the right
flashing
to
light?
film. If VHS watching you right there, lasered on you.
I
You have a
didn't
sniper
laser.
lasered on you right
I don't
now.
give a fuck.
Stop it.
Stop
You,
taking your camera in people's face.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay?
You have a sniper on you right now. You have a sniper on you right now.
Oh, that's his homie. Come let him know. And then he comes and runs off. I mean, oh, you going to go out there and try to be Billy Badass and not be willing to back anything up? Get out of here.
Man, who are these guys? That's what I want to know.
They're just a bunch of dumbass LARPers, dude. They're just live action role
Right.
playing, trying to be somebody in the world, and they know it's clicks and likes and all this bullshit. So, I mean, why not go run around where there's going to be cameras and there's going to be, news and, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be all over TikTok. It's going to be all over CNN. So you get your little 15 minutes of fame, even though you're hiding behind a mask. You still get to go on TV. See, that's actually me trying to tell your
Paid.
trainee fucking girlfriend.
You think these guys are paid, or you think they're dumb enough to volunteer to do this crap?
Absolutely, dude. They're definitely paid. I think there's idiots that are like they know there's an event, so they're just kind of attracted to it like moths to a flame. But yeah, I think they're definitely
Right.
paid.
Like a championship celebration in the middle of the city. It's just an excuse for some dudes. They know it's going to go down. There's going to be a big celebration. Might as well go loot a bit, right?
Exactly. Well, it depends on what skin color you are on that one because it's a difference between looting and surviving. Depends on the context. That's
Wow.
old. It's always sunny in
It's
Philadelphia
yeah.
joke.
There's so many trash bags out there. It doesn't matter what color you are. It's pretty sad.
But see, dude, this is Portland, Oregon, and I know you're up in Canada, but man, like I just went to Washington recently, and we didn't really go too much into the city, but we were like kind of staying in the woods and stuff a little bit. But anywho, it's like I understand there's like massive different shifts in like political policies between a red state, a blue state, whether you buy into the politics or not, there is drastic cultural differences. So for these things to be allowed all the time, it's some Hegelian dialectic shit because it's problem reaction solution. They want the damn people out there marching and going ape shit crazy in the streets so that way they can justify bringing more troops and more everything else out there. And then, the conservatives are cheering it on because it's against the liberals.
For sure. It's I noticed in Portland, it seems to always be trashy white people.
Yeah. But
They're making us look bad.
They
They're making
stand
us
up for
look bad.
people of color though.
Right? Oh God, getting offended on behalf of other people, that's so progressive. That's so futuristic. Because I mean, if you think about it, we really are the minority in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever do, and I was looking at a map the other day based on population and races and things like that. I think white people are pretty low on the scale now. I think we're like 10% maybe of the entire world.
Dude, yeah. Well, I mean, even in Europe right now, they're trying to get rid of like the erasure of Anglo-Saxon kind of history and things like that.
Yeah,
And then you also see that what was the number one and number two name in UK last year? It was Muhammad.
Mohammed. It's always
Yeah, and you're
Mohammed. Yeah.
like, get the hell out of here, dude. I mean, but it's in the
Well, even
UK. It's
if you
not
watch
worldwide.
if you watch Netflix, this what is it, Bridgerton or these other shows that Sandra, what's his name, Chandra Rhimes, she makes these shows. She made the Queen of England black.
Oh man, because
Queen of England is not black.
we
I
was
don't care.
kings and queens, brother.
Holy smokes! Like if you're gonna, it's so wild. But yeah, and they're gonna make Spider-Man black. They're gonna make Captain America black. They're never gonna make Black Panther white. That's obviously never gonna happen. But
Ryan Gosling, dude.
dude, it is wild out there. Like everybody is gonna get offended, except we're not allowed to be offended by anything
I think
ever.
that's
Except
shifting.
yeah, except on behalf of people who are below us.
Uh-huh.
If we were good liberals, we can only be offended for people who aren't equal to us, that they're below us. That's very sad.
And then
Like,
that's
dude,
the
liberal
crazy
logic is so
narcissistic
crazy.
shit. It's
Yeah.
narcissism when you do that too.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so cringe. Like I've been seeing that for so long, and it's just like, oh, it's a head slap every time.
Malcolm X and Unabomber both warned about white liberal women, man, because they'll be like, oh, well, having the voice of a white woman in America, I can speak up on these things on behalf of, and you're like, that sounds racist as shit. Or like when you hear some of those New York governors, I can't remember, it was like some politician a year or two ago, New York, it was a lady, and she was talking about some of these black people might not have even seen a computer before. And you're like, because they were
Right?
trying to help some youthful kids, and you're like, every kid has a cell phone. That's a computer, you dumb. You know what I mean? Like it sounds more
Yeah.
racist when you try to stick up for anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Most black people don't even have driver's licenses. They don't even know how to drive. What?
well, dude, Mexicans
Oh,
can't vote because they don't have driver's licenses too. I mean, they'll use
right.
that argument for everything as like a sympathy, but hidden behind it, it's like that's some racism, actually.
Oh, dude. Getting back to liberal women, are you ready for the next clip of
Yeah.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner's daughter? Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
this is a
What
fun
a
one,
winner.
guys. What a
This
wiener.
is it right here.
This is breaking news. This is important shit, guys.
How to protect you, and we didn't do it.
It's a
We
good thing
have
she
access
masked.
to a technology to
Alex.
prevent airborne
I
disease,
see your
something
background.
that
Yeah.
millions of our ancestors and
What's
millions
that?
of people
I don't
around
see
the
the
world
video. I
today
see your background.
Oh, sorry, man.
Did it
See, I
again.
told
You and your lovely wife.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, sorry, dudes. Sorry, everybody out there in Stitland. Here we go.
It is neglect of the highest
Can you hear
order to
it?
look children in
Yes.
the eyes and say, we knew how to protect you, and we didn't do it. We have access to a technology to prevent airborne disease, something that millions of our ancestors and millions of people around the world today would kill for. And we refuse to use it. And I shudder to think of where we will be in another 5 years of unmitigated infection and reinfection.
Can you imagine always wearing a mask?
So let me say on the topic of generational memory that while I imagine no one in this room was alive in the time of Jon Snow or Ignaz Semmelweis,
Dude, it's so
many of
cringe.
you fought the long and
Nobody
hard
was
battle
alive at the
against
time of Jon Snow.
my only memory of that era at almost 20 years
I was
old
thinking
is
John
being
Wick for a
confused as
second.
child about the notion
Right.
of time on a plane. Who would do that? That's gross. My hope for this event and my belief in this community rest on the belief
I like
we
that they're
can and
using
must
aluminum
do that
water
again.
bottles.
I know.
We can recognize filtered air as a human right
noticed
as
that too.
intuitively as we do
I don't know how she even drinks the water through her mask.
I don't know how anybody understands her through the mask.
Tomorrow's children don't even know why we need it. We need the people who remember 2020.
Oh, dude.
Who are not like
There we go.
me.
Remember 2020. We
Remember
should all wear
2020.
masks. We have this technology that we're not utilizing, and we're all gonna fucking die. Okay, Jennifer Garner's
Amazing.
retard daughter. Thank you for that. It was
you
that was
think she's
actually a UN
autistic?
speech, I believe.
Really?
I think she's
Do you
retarded.
think she's autistic? Yeah, because
Probably, dude.
I mean, honestly, it just baffles my mind that even on those masks, like on the box, it tells you it doesn't stop airborne virus transmission at all. And then even if it did, as soon as you go to take a drink of your water, you've been exposed to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It goes
I don't
back to
get these people.
the argument of well, if you're jabbed, why do you have to care if another person's unjabbed or whatever? Because then I'll catch COVID. Then why did you get jabbed if you think you're still gonna, you know what I mean? It turns into this mental
Yeah.
gymnastics of just monkeys throwing shit to see what facts, stick to the wall, and none of them do. And it is just, here we are. It's like I was talking with Ashley, my wife, the other night. Well, I don't remember the whole context of the conversation, but we were talking about COVID. It's just like a flashback thing of like, remember these retards would tell you you got to walk in the restaurant to your table with the mask on. Then when you sit down, it's like COVID only floats at like 5-6 feet, tall in the air. And then once you sit
Yeah.
under that stratosphere, then you're fine to take your mask off because your little cubicle booth, it's like you look back on it, it's just fucking hilarious. Like you said in the beginning, this is like time capsules. And we look back and go, wow, here we are.
Yeah.
Jennifer Garner's
The
big ear
IQ
fucking
test.
daughter.
When I was a kid, I used to think, man, how did they get everybody to go in and World War II and just all of a sudden say, oh man, this is cool. We're going to start killing all the Jews. And how did they get everyone to go along with it? And we can open up 5 conspiracies just on that alone. But look what they did to COVID. Look what they did to everybody. Me, a person of science, an actual person of science, a person that actually used to be clean shaven, would wear respirators because I would work with asbestos.
Well, yeah,
Trying to keep asbestos out of my lungs
as
an
best as you
electrician.
can. Yeah.
Yeah, as best as I can. And then when I would go on social media and say, hey, these shit masks that don't do anything, it even tells you on the box, like, Derek, if you had to have sex with Magic Johnson and they gave you a condom that was only 2% effective, would you have sex with Magic Johnson?
Well, does he have AIDS or does he really not have AIDS? That's the first. But let's go with the narrative. No, but what a waste of a great porn name. Just off topic, Magic Johnson, and then he's the spokesman for fucking AIDS, and you're like, well, missed one there.
He's doing better than all of us.
Oh, and then his daughter, which is his son, is like 6
Right.
foot fucking tall, Bigfoot looking tranny fucking thing. Looking, taking a run for Big Mike, dude.
Oh man, you can't even make this stuff up. When I was a kid, I was 13 when Magic Johnson went on the news and said he has HIV virus, he had to retire. Other guys were scared that they were going to get AIDS from playing with him because, blood or whatever on the court. And so, you think, oh man, this poor guy. And now you see him 30 some years later, didn't lose a pound, didn't lose a step, doing amazing in life.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? What is going on here? Is AIDS real?
Well, man,
Don't she just kill everybody they wanted to kill with AIDS? Like, what's going on here?
I think that's what it is. I think it was a weird, like, let's get tinfoil hattie. Like, oh, dude. Okay, so I think it was like a population control on the gay environment because the gays were getting out of hand. If you think about it,
Well,
like
they
the
failed
rise.
miserably.
No, I know, but it did because like Tripoli talks about this too, how like gays are always first in line for like trusting the government on a lot of things. If you really notice that. So when it came to like, oh, the gay guys are scared because there's this new HIV disease out there that they're getting and stuff. So if you take this AZT when you get it, but then it wasn't the HIV possibly killing them, it was the AZT that was Fauci. So that brings us back to COVID again. So what I'm
Right.
getting at is like Magic Johnson, just like with COVID, we saw some of these politicians get their shots on TV and stuff like that. On live TV, they are not giving them that real shot. There's no way in hell. They
No.
just gave them a saline shot or something, right? You know, I don't know
Or some
medical terms.
heroin.
Well,
Why
or
not
yeah,
just give me some good
exactly.
heroin?
Give them fucking liquid meth, man. Hell yeah. But yeah, so I think Magic Johnson was just kind of like a figurehead for that movement to actually scare straight men into believing that now it's not just the gaybos that are getting it. Look at this big masculine athletic dude, and he's got the HIV.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, I know we took like three different routes because I mean we're on Stitt, talking Stitt, right?
Yeah.
But my whole point was, what is the point of taking a medicine or using personal protective equipment that's 2% effective?
Hmm.
To me, that's not good enough. If I'm going to inject myself or take something, I want, if we're playing Russian roulette and I want to win, I want like 95% odds that I'm going to win, not 98% odds I'm going to lose.
Hmm. Waiting for
You
the
know what I mean?
miracle. Waiting for the
Yeah.
miracle. Yeah.
Seriously, how many people do I know? I probably know like five or six people that have turbo cancer right now.
Mm. Yeah.
And what's the conspiracy behind that? I don't want to be the guy that says I told you so. But dude, like it's getting real. Like the checks are getting cashed right now over the last 5 years. What people injected into their bodies and what's going on right now. Dude, that scares the hell out of me and it doesn't make me feel good.
It's definitely getting interesting, man. We don't know what the hell these long-term effects are, and we're kind of just seeing the short terms. I mean, we saw the original short terms in some sense, but you couldn't really say that out loud on the internet or didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
make the news and shit like that when people, some of it was like the athletes dropping the soccer players and stuff. And, there was a lot of
Yeah.
those things that were happening. That one news reporter that was literally talking about the vaccines or whatever, and she just fucking collapsed out of her chair. This was, I don't
Yeah.
know, 3 or 4 years ago at this point, but yeah, dude, those were the short-term effects. We're kind of seeing midterm effects. Now we're going to start shifting into the next phase of like long-term effects of, generationally passed down kind of things. I don't know. It's going to be weird.
But I mean, you look at it, things like COVID, things like 9/11, things like all of these things that are shown to us. I actually think normal people, good people, they can't, their brains can't wrap their mind around that kind of evil.
Hmm.
And that, oh, like my parents made me get this shot and now I have autism or I'm dropping dead. Like I don't think parents can even handle that level of oh shit guilt that I got fooled and they don't even know where to take their rage out. So they'll just take their rage out on you and me instead of the government
Yeah,
because we're the first thing that we're the easiest target that they can take
because the
out right
truth
now.
hurts. And even if they don't want to hear the truth, it's still the truth being said out loud and it sounds offensive to them. And you're just the easy one to lash out to because you're the closest there. They can't go after
Yeah,
Fauci. They can't.
yeah. What do they say? It's like they don't go after the liar; they go after the person who's exposing the liar
Hmm.
because it's
Exactly.
easier.
Well, and
That's why do we do that as humans?
it's easier
That's
to
like a
fool somebody than
natural.
to tell them they've been fooled as well. Yeah.
Right. That's the natural human instinct, which is kind of sad. We need to shift that. Talking about microevolutions, we need to evolve
Yeah.
and actually, go after the guy with the pitchfork and torches that actually did this to us all.
Hmm.
Not Derek on his podcast saying, "Oh,
Right.
hey, like maybe the guy up in the ivory tower isn't the nicest guy."
Right. Like that's what I always tell everybody. I don't know anything. I just know that I got a lot of questions. I mean, like it's okay to ask questions, right? It's still a free country, is it not? Speaking of countries, pull up you got some Canadian news, don't you, on one of your
Oh,
videos?
dude. This is wild. So there's actually like probably two conspiracies in this story. We'll just run the clip a little bit and then we'll just get into it.
Okay.
But I don't know how much you know about the ostrich farm in British Columbia, but
Sounds like an MK Ultra program.
Oh, dude, it's wild. Actually, more
The
people upset
ostriches in Edgewood
about these ostriches
are once
than
again ruffling
humans getting
feathers,
hurt.
sparking debate on both sides of the border.
This is John Katsimatidis from WABC in
This
New
guy looks like he
York.
knows what he's
The
talking about.
American
I know,
radio
right?
personality hosted a second online press conference alongside Universal Ostrich Farm spokesperson Katie Pasitny, pushing for further testing of the birds.
Allow the FDA to test the animals.
That plea comes ahead of an expected Supreme Court decision on the currently paused cull order for the flock following an avian flu outbreak in December.
They're acting in the fact that they don't need to test these animals because they suspect that they have one of the most virulent threats due to two PCR tests.
Kind of looks like
taken
Heather
in
Locklear.
PCR.
last
Oh,
year.
PCR
But
test,
one
yeah.
infectious diseases expert says a retest might not paint a full picture.
The risk is that some are carrying a virus that has survived and may have mutated over several months in these surviving birds.
Conservative leader Pear pointed fingers at the Liberal government, accusing them of mismanaging the outbreak response.
Now they've left Canadians confused, farmers baffled by the total incompetence by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency.
In
Total
2019,
incompetence.
the farm switched over from meat production to using the ostriches for antibody research. The U.S. Medicare Administrator, Dr. Mehmet Oz, and his boss, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, are pushing for the birds to be shipped stateside for continued research.
CFIA had
Yeah, so I think that's where the conspiracy starts to come in now, because the Americans want these birds because they have antibodies, because they've actually survived this avian flu. And the Liberal government here in Canada actually just wants to wipe them all out, basically for no reason, just saying, oh, there was a couple birds that tested positive in December. We got to just kill them all.
Yeah.
Conspiracy is, oh, these birds have herd immunity now. We can do some DNA testing, figure out, how we can basically genetically modify whatever in the future so that they don't get these diseases. This could be a bad thing for potential future diseases.
Dude, that's an interesting thing because then it goes into two different directions of almost like, do you want
Right.
them to continue doing weird research like this, even though they might have made a breakthrough on something that could be beneficial? But the road to hell is paved with good fucking intentions. So I don't know, man.
Right? It's like multi-prong. It's all, but the thing that drew my attention to this was how many protesters, how much outrage there was for these birds, that so many people went out there and protested and got in the way, made it front page. I bet you if those people didn't show up, they would have just killed those birds and be done with it. Now all of a sudden it's got some hype, it's got some attention, and the media couldn't even bury it just because it was going viral on social here in Canada. And the thing that I found funny was, where the hell were all these people when we needed, we had the trucker convoy, but that was basically after, a year and a half, 2 years of having the government step on our throats. And it's nice to see some birds. There's actually people that care about birds more than other people.
That is interesting. Yeah. It's back to the same thing of like, on one hand, you got the people standing up for these birds, which is like, you would have never even heard the story, which this story could be massively bigger in the long run on, continued further research and everything. But yeah, where was the love for the truckers? The people loved the truckers in a way, but I'm saying the government tried to squash that as hard as they could.
Yep.
It was weird that now the people stood up for it and now it's looking like it's not going to happen. So is there any updates on that? Like, so RFK and them are trying to intercept the birds and bring them to the U.S. now?
So that's the wild thing now, is I didn't even realize that Trump and RFK are trying to get these birds down to America to do whatever. Who knows what's going to happen to the birds if the Americans take them? This could just get wilder and wilder. But have you ever heard of the conspiracy theory of the wood ticks that when they bite you, you become allergic to meat?
I've heard of that. Yeah. It's an interesting thing.
That was happening down in North Carolina or South Carolina. I think it was like Duke or UNC was doing this research. And then it's gain of function research on ticks. And then they let them go out in the wild. And when you know it, people are starting to get bit by these ticks, and they're becoming allergic to meat. The latest person, I believe, was infected in California. So it looks like they've traveled all the way across America.
Wow. That's a
Dude, you
lot of the
can't. That's
theory
wild.
with Lyme disease as well. I mean, that's a big theory that's looking more like it's not just a theory anymore on Lyme disease. There's so many more people that have been outspoken on it of tick bites, I believe, is what it caused, but kind of same
Yeah.
thing is genetic modifying, animals and shit and re-releasing them back out in the environment. It's like ecosystems are, whether it's the humans or the animals alone, like we're not talking evolution like from turning into a fish to a monkey to a human, but you will evolve within a species to some extent depending on the environment that you're around. You're gonna maybe not evolve is the right word, adapt, right? So as these things
Yeah.
get introduced to your areas, you know what I'm saying? It's like you take 5 pounds away from this side, it's gonna, tip your boat over more this way or that way. Like it's a pendulum.
Oh yeah, and it's not a conspiracy theory. I'm sure everyone's heard that Bill Gates has special mosquitoes that he releases out into the environment. I don't know why this guy brags about these things. It's honestly like Dr. Evil stuff. I wish, God forbid something bad happened to Bill Gates. Nothing bad ever happens to him other than a pie in the face, and now all of a sudden he wants to kill the world. But
That's the day. Yeah, that was the day he said, "Fuck it, I'm taking the gloves off."
right, that's it. My dad says I can kill the rest of humanity, and I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna
Freaking
go watch
nerd.
Revenge
That's
of the
what.
Nerds one more time, and I'm gonna get those jerks.
Yeah, I'm gonna jerk off while I watch Revenge of the Nerds. Ugh,
But
feels
to
so
the
good.
guys, not to the hot chicks.
Yeah, to the guys, exactly.
He likes
Oh, Bill
fucking
Gates, don't hurt us, please. Bill Gates,
oh
please leave us
God.
alone.
Well, it's ironic too that like Bill Gates, what is it that, mosquitoes generally what's the biggest disease that they generally carry is malaria.
Malaria, you
And so
think?
that's
Yeah, yeah.
also one of his biggest vaccines that he pushes. And where are the flies and mosquitoes and malaria? Mostly if you had to pick one continent on the earth, Africa. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, we're over here bitching about Netanyahu committing a genocide in Gaza, which is happening. Yes, if you think, pull your head out of your ass, take a breath if you think that's not happening. But Bill
Yeah.
Gates has basically been committing a genocide for a couple decades now throughout Africa with vaccine research, just treating the population as if they're guinea pigs.
And India too.
Yep,
India and
India.
Africa. It is amazing. Like I used to think, oh wow, Bill Gates. This was before I woke up. Oh, Bill Gates really cares about third world countries and the people there. I'm like, wait a minute. Why does Bill Gates care about third world countries and people there?
They don't
There's
have
lots of
computers
them.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of them. There's lots of disease. Oh, I can make shit tons of money injecting them with God knows what. Who cares? Because they're not. Here's the thing about Bill Gates and his family. They're eugenists. Like they
Oh, I was
actually
gonna say
only care.
pedophiles, but yeah, eugenicists. Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally eugenists. They're, white people are the best and whatever, and everybody else is garbage. And man, like, and it's not even hidden that his parents, his mom and his dad, are eugenists, big time, going for like the perfect human race
hmm
and these things. And
And
here he is in Africa and India, killing, like culling the herd.
yeah, and here's an uncomfortable little weird little truth to that too is that they were super in on the Planned Parenthood creation. And then
Yes.
also Margaret Sanger, who is apparently you've got a clip coming up of Hillary Clinton, so we'll get into that in a second. But Margaret Sanger, one of Hillary Clinton's most admired females in history, literally she said that like a decade ago, but Margaret Singer was saying that like black people are a weed that need to be exterminated from the human race, and then she creates Planned Parenthood. And who are the most majority of people that go use Planned Parenthood? Why are they always located in inner city shithole areas of town where there's just sex and drugs being peddled and everything? And then you think about, yeah, so you do Planned Parenthood in the cities here, you do mass vaccine trials throughout an entire country of Africa over there, and if you want to get into deep conspiracy mode, it's like people calling, Trump Hitler, but fucking, Bill Gates is exterminating black people. Nobody's saying shit about it.
Yeah, I think his vaccines have killed or maimed over 400,000 people in India. Dude, that's a huge number. That's a big city.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's And we probably don't even have, we'll probably never have the actual numbers of Africa and what have happened to those poor people in their tribes or their small little villages. God knows what's happening to those people because of him. It's almost too much for the mind, a normal human mind, to comprehend what these psychopaths are capable of.
Right. What do you got? Roll that beautiful bean footage of Hillary Clinton you said you got waiting for me.
Oh, you want to see
She's
some
the
Hillary?
herpes that never goes away, dude.
Dude, it is so crazy. Like, I was just thinking about this the other day that, like, Hillary hasn't been relevant since what, 98? And she just refuses to go away. But I guess that's what
Basically.
happens when you make a deal with the devil, right? You just gotta try and stay relevant. Otherwise, it wasn't, worth your while.
Kind of like a Bernie.
State Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
We've
for
been
sure.
talking in the break.
This is her latest
talked
thing
about
on
the midterms,
MSNBC
a
News.
number of other issues, and
She looks
given
different.
all these concerns,
She
that
looks
we've
like
been
a
talking
corpse
about, the
at her
Constitution,
funeral with her
238
makeup
yeah.
caked on.
She lost a lot of
Are
weight
we
because she's
still
not wearing
headed
her
toward
costume.
a more
her
perfect
big,
union?
crazy
Yeah.
muumuu.
I think right now we're on pause. I think that people are uncertain. Some people are actually scared about what's going on in our country. The idea of
The thing that
we
really
the
got me
people,
on this video was how
that all
positive
men
the comments
and women
were
are created
in-
equal.
course.
about
that
how
seems
great
to
she
be,
is and how she's
in
the
the
voice of
crosshairs
reason.
of
Unbelievable.
those on the
It's
right
MSN
who want to,
LGBTQ. Yeah.
turn the clock back on
Yeah.
the progress that has been made, writing out huge chunks of our history, slavery, suffrage, anything inconvenient, take it out of
Okay,
museum.
so I want to just pause it right here for a second because aren't the crazy leftists the ones that want to erase history? And she's actually blaming the extreme right for wanting to abolish all the stories of slavery and basically hide America's past. And it's like, wait a minute. We know that the leftists are constantly tearing statues down and all in the name of equality. Like, dude, Aunt Jemima's gone. Uncle Ben,
Yeah.
they're gone.
Not
Like,
just
how
tearing
is-
it down, but they're also revisioning, like doing the revisionist history shit too. Like they're
Right,
making up their own
1984.
stories now too. So it's like a couple generations pass, you won't know the truth anymore. Yeah, 1984.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then she goes on.
Take it out of national parks.
But
you
why
know.
why do that? I think our story is all the more glorious
I
when
agree,
you
Joe.
look at where we came from, what we fought
people are
through.
hilarious.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
it's
Abraham
this retard.
Lincoln's life, even Abraham Lincoln's own words, even
They're talking
Abraham
about how
Lincoln's own
dirty
evolution.
this history is, but
You can't look at this American story and not
delete it.
be proud because of that progress.
Well,
That
I
fake
wish
smile.
you record that
Right.
and literally go play it outside the White House and the Congress 24/7 because, I love my country and I love it, warts and all.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of the fact
Benghazi
that we have always
disagrees.
been a work in progress.
Right.
We haven't gotten to the more perfect union, and we fought a civil war over part of it.
Yeah, 'cause
and
you guys
people
were
have
the
been
slaveholders.
protesting, for hundreds of years that things were not as they should be, given our ideals
my
and
favorite
how we
part's
should
coming up,
be
and then we'll
moving toward
go.
them.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
So I think that's what makes us so special as a country. And the idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion,
Yeah.
a certain religion, a certain
your
point of view,
husband.
a certain ideology.
I know,
It's
right?
just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we were on the path toward that. I mean,
Dude, it is so crazy how you can be sexist, racist, against your own husband, against a whole group of people, and not even blink. And in the same interview, she talks about how we should stop blaming one another.
Well, here's the funny thing too, is like this dumb bitch, she doesn't understand just like how to read a room. Like she's reading the room of Scarborough's retard ass sitting in front of her, people that are just gonna be yes men, nod along. I'll suck you up,
Yeah.
Hillary. Yeah, right. But then you think about like the retardedness of how Hillary Clinton is gonna sit here on TV, nationally broadcast, worldwide broadcast, in a room with a white man she's talking to that's laughing along to it, as well as uncomfortable truth. This isn't some white supremacy shit, but white men created most of Western fucking culture. So Hillary Clinton would have no platform to speak on right now whatsoever without the white man. You know?
It boggles my mind. And I've heard many regular people talk like this too. And it gets me every time. Old white men. So you're ageist, you're sexist, and you're racist, all in less than 1 second. When you complain about old white men, you've just outed yourself as a complete racist and sexist.
You know what
And
we
then
used to
these are
call
the
old white
people.
men? The greatest generation. Post World War II, they were that was the greatest generation. That's the old white men now, if they're still alive. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
flipped it
It,
topsy turvy.
there's no shame in blaming people who have, helped. Okay, let's say in a generation or two, there's a whole bunch of great black politicians, black millionaires, whatever, and they've done all these things, and all of a sudden people don't like the way society's going. Are they going to blame all the rich black men
Yeah, yeah.
for doing it? For making society as bad as they are? I don't think they're going to have the balls to do that.
Nope.
I mean, who knows in the future? Everybody's going to have balls, or maybe everybody's going to have pussies. I don't know.
Dude, that's gonna be this unigender kind of thing, man. That's what they're pushing for. They're trying to get everybody not. I don't know, man. Don't get me started on that freaking rabbit hole.
Derek, if you want a homework assignment, I'll give you a quick homework assignment, and it's to read The Time Machine by H.G. Wells.
Yeah, I've seen the movie,
Okay.
but yeah, I'll definitely read the book.
Yeah, you read the book. The guy goes in a time machine, spoiler alert, and everybody
No
kind of
way.
looks the same. They're like these little communists. You can't tell the men from the women. They all look the same.
Well,
Totally
that's what
weird.
gets into the weird idea of like, I don't know about aliens. I don't know if they're demons. I don't know if they're real. Like, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and then they end up being the opposite of what I thought. But, what if there's some weird, it's like what Rogan will bring up once in a while is what if like aliens are futuresque? Like, think of like Planet of the Apes. Let's just say space is not fake and gay. Let's say, like, just for movie concept, Planet of the Apes, the original, Charlton Heston. You go back
Oh
in
yeah.
time, but you didn't go back in time. You went into the future and then you went back to the same place you already were, kind of thing. So you look different. Everything looks different, meaning like with the little grays and everything like that, they don't have tits, they don't have wieners. So what if that's what everybody like evolves into weirdly over time by not being sexually active, not being the same gender you were born as? Then you got all the weird, like, in vitro. I get it. It works for people that can't get pregnant in the first place, but it is a weird thing of like getting to go through a checklist and pick and choose like an old 68 Camaro. That's kind of weird. Like, where are we going with that? It's think of 20 years, 50 years from now.
I don't think it's a conspiracy theory that they could just test tube a bunch of babies if they wanted to now,
That's Cabbage Patch Kids, brother.
right?
That's
I,
kind of what they
I,
did it once,
I mean, if
hypothetically.
they can clone a sheep. They did that back in, oh man, what was that? 2000, 1998, somewhere around
That was
there.
90s. Yeah. So 98, 99, something like that. Dolly.
Yeah, so I remember that happening. And it's like, okay, so if you can clone a sheep, you can pretty much clone whatever you want now.
There's a weird irony in there if you think about like that should be like something out of 1984. You're cloning a sheep. What are you doing with mainstream media? You're cloning
Yeah.
sheep's minds. It's kind
Oh,
of
dude.
right
These
there in front of
books,
you.
do you think these books are prophecies, 1984? Do you think
Um,
they're
I don't know about prophecies. I think they've been wrote, and then evil motherfuckers were like, it's not a bad idea. And let's just shift it in that direction. Like, so I think some of them are like, these are the warnings of what could happen. And then some idiot picked it up that happened to be an ultra tech billionaire or something and is like, this is not a bad idea. Like, he's siding with the bad guys in the book. And that's my thoughts. I don't know. But they could
yeah,
be
it's
prophetic.
weird. Like I think about China. China is an amazing example of um, totalitarianism, communism, uh, coming out of this dark communism into, I think I don't know how to call it, like hyper communism. Like
Mhm.
very successful, but people don't even realize how controlled they are, how many mouths there are to feed there, and they're just like on this mission, but they know how to work that army. It's like we got to build a bridge. We're going to build the biggest bridge ever. We got all the people. We can build it faster. Like the way they're set up is, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
China's got their shit together in some ways. I mean, they've got their problems in other ways for sure.
sure.
Totalitarian government, but efficiency is not a fucking problem in China.
No, and they got all the money, and they know that they can bribe the few over here in Canada, in the US.
Mhm.
They can bribe the few politicians that they need to. It's just like the mafia. And next thing you know, they're in. They
Mhm.
got whatever they need. They bought half of Vancouver, and
Yeah,
then finally the government's like, ah, we probably shouldn't do this. Like Canadian government sells mines and crops and farmland directly to China. Like China owns direct,
they do that here
like
in the
no problem.
US too. Yeah, they
Yeah, that's
China owns a
crazy.
shitload of acreage, and so does back to Bill Gates. He owns like I think it's like literally like a quarter percent, like 25% of the fucking acreage in the country of the United States. Bill Gates owns. That's
Yeah,
nuts. Why,
that's wild.
dude?
And China, if you look at China, they haven't like done anything. They haven't
Yeah,
fired a missile. They're not messing around. They are just hyper focused. They got the long game, and
long
they got
game.
all the politicians in their pocket here. Dude, I actually think it's over. Like
Hmm.
if there was a red dawn, like what are you and I gonna do if there's a red dawn and they're
Right.
shooting hypersonic missiles? Like I'm not fighting on behalf of my country. My country sold me out a long time ago.
Right. I'll fight on behalf of my family. Like, I mean,
Right.
yes, like as in a Red Dawn situation, literally, like, okay, yes, me and my family, safe is open, boxes of ammo are going, backpacks and bug out bags, or let's go,
Yeah.
yeah, then you fight for your family. But I'm not like, I gotta leave my family here so I can go fight on the front line for my country. You're like, I don't know if I would trust you next to me on the front line anyway to tell me you abandoned three kids and your wife to get fucking killed, like that's kind of
Right.
crazy. But
Well,
dude,
our government, you know about the government here, and I was told you about this, how if somebody breaks into my home, I'm not allowed to defend myself.
yeah, it's bullshit.
Like, how insane is that? Like, there's actually a dude in Ontario. I should have pulled up that clip, but there's a guy that, it back to back weeks. So one guy, his daughter was kidnapped and possibly raped while they shot him in the head because I guess he was waiting for 911. And then there's another dude that like fucked up the dude that broke into his place, and now he's on trial for beating up that guy.
Damn.
So in less than 2 weeks, we've had the two extremes of the guy's kid gets raped and kidnapped and he gets murdered and he didn't get to defend his family. And then there's the dude that actually did. And the
Well,
guy
and
that's dead, it's like, oh, sorry,
it's
man.
so messed up, dude. Like, and then down here we've got story after story that keeps coming out of another person that was in prison that got off for the 13th, 14th time or got released for a mental evaluation after a life sentence. There's a story that just came out this morning that's everywhere. A father that his, I think it was like 6 or 7 year old son. Basically, this black dude broke into his house. I say black dude because there's a weird thing that all the stories right now is a lot of black on white crime, and there's a big noticing on that. Like there's a shift of culture. They're trying to get blacks and whites fucking arguing with each other. So,
Sure,
anyways,
yeah.
this story, long story short, 8 years ago, this guy breaks into a family's house, um, stabs the dad, attacks the dad and two daughters, and then repeatedly stabs the 6 or 7 year old son in the head so many times that the boy bled to death in his father's arms. The knife was bent. That's how freaking many times he stabbed him, or whatever. Goes to prison on a life sentence. It was 30 years or life, something like that. And they got him off on 8 years because of good behavior. So the father went on camera yesterday and said, I don't give a shit what the rule is. I don't care. I've made my peace with God and my maker. If I see this piece of shit in the world ever, whatsoever, ever, I'm going to fucking murder him in cold blood in front of everybody. You have my confession. I'm like, good. That's what we
Yeah.
need to like push back on these kind of things of like, these people get away with it, whether it's my country or your country. These fucking, judges and DAs and stuff, like, they gotta go, man.
This is a different kind of America that I used to know and kind of grew up with. It's like, you find a guy like that and he gets the chair immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on in America now, but since when is hanging dudes and frying them in the chair like, you know, a we're not doing that anymore. We're too good.
I know. It's bring back old Sparky, dude. But I'm also in the idea of like politicians as well, man. Like just because you don't get no fucking political immunity anymore. Like I'm sick to death of it. Like do the crime, you pay the time. You whatever, do the time, whatever the fuck the saying is. But I'm saying
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we need to go back to some old school tactics, man. Some draw and quarter, let's go soft. You can survive a tar and feather situation. You're gonna be scarred for life, but you'll survive. But it'll be a reminder that for the rest of your life, everybody's gonna see that guy with the boils and rashes and scars all over his body from hot scarring tar. That oh, he ripped off all the Americans and 30,000 people died under his watch. Or we need to put these people, they need to be held accountable. But dude, let's pull up one
Yeah.
more video. Pull up that Pete Hegseth chewing out the military because I don't know if I completely agree with Pete Hegseth on anything, but this is actually pretty fucking fantastic. It's about 4 minutes. We can watch like the first 3 minutes, but dude, he just chews these people out. It's clips from his big military speech he gave this last week in Virginia, or this closed doors meeting that everybody's like, "Are we going to war?"
Fat troops.
Here we go.
Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are. So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And that's why today, at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos.
Beardos.
The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done.
Beardos.
Simply put, if you do not meet the male level physical standards for combat,
I'm a beardo, all right.
Cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position.
This is how to do a beard. Come on, everybody.
A new profession. Right. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be
This goes to women too.
If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is.
It is.
If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it.
Yeah, so
that
be
is
it.
not the intent, but it could be the result. So be it. I'm issuing new policies that will overhaul the IG, EO, and MEO processes. I call it the no more walking on eggshells policy.
All right.
We are liberating commanders and NCOs. We are liberating you. We are overhauling an inspector general process, the IG, that has been weaponized, putting complainers, ideologues, and poor performers in the driver's seat. We're doing the same with the equal opportunity and military equal opportunity policies, the EO and MEO at our department. No more frivolous complaints, no more anonymous complaints, no more repeat complainants, no more smearing reputations, no more endless waiting, no more legal limbo, no more sidetracking careers, no more walking on eggshells. At the War Department, promotions across the Joint Force will be based on one thing: merit. Colorblind, gender neutral, merit-based. The entire promotion process, including evaluation of warfighting capabilities, is being thoroughly re-examined. We've already done a lot in this area, but more changes are coming soon. I have fired a number of senior officers since
Here we
taking
go.
over.
This is the last one.
The previous chairman, other members of the Joint Chiefs, combatant commanders, and
I
other
just fired everybody.
The rationale for me
Please
has been
God,
straightforward.
tell me they fired that tranny.
It's nearly impossible
they did,
to change
yeah.
the culture with the
Levine.
same people
Seriously?
who helped create
Levine
or
is
even
gone.
benefited from that culture.
Oh, thank goodness.
Even if that
was so
culture was created
ridiculous.
by a previous president and previous secretary.
Good.
My approach has been simple. When in doubt, assess the situation.
Whip it out.
Follow your gut. And if it's the best for the military, make a change. We all serve at the pleasure of the president every single day. We are preparing every day. We have to be prepared for war, not for defense. We're training warriors, not defenders. We fight wars to win, not to defend. Defense is something you do all the time. It's inherently reactionary and can lead to overuse, overreach, and mission creep. War is something you do sparingly, on our own terms, and with clear aims. We fight to win. Well, today is another Liberation Day. The liberation of America's warriors, in name, in deed, and in authorities. You kill people and break things for a living. You are not politically correct. and don't necessarily belong always in polite society.
I mean,
President
dude,
Trump
you could pause
has
it there,
your
but
back,
yeah, dude,
and
he's
so
not
do
wrong.
I.
Like, I grew up the son of a sailor, you know, and it's like back, my dad was in the Navy in the late 70s, early 80s, you know, early to mid 80s. And so it's one of those things like, dude, the military has drastically changed. My dad was getting out right as the implementation of, like, you know, females were coming into the military and things like that. And you know, for certain positions, okay, yes, but are they also distractions? They can be distractions on fucking on base while dudes are jacked up and shooting stuff and horny as hell, you know? So anyways, it's good to see like he's kind of saying like, look, dude, this gender neutral bullshit and the whatever, like we're gonna keep it gender neutral. If you can do the fucking job, you can do the job, females. If not,
Heck yeah.
there's no pussyfooting around. There's no race, skin determination bullshit. Do you have merit? Can you get it done? I kind of agree with that speech, but it was kind of funny the way he just called them all out.
It's so wild. Like I was just talking to my wife about how when I was a kid, I really wanted to be a firefighter.
Mhm.
And I remember as I was getting, you know, growing up, I think I topped out at like 5'9", and about one, you know, in high school, I was like 5'9", 155, 160. I'm like, you know, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could be a fireman. I'm putting myself at jeopardy. I'm probably putting other people at jeopardy if I'm not big enough and strong enough to do these things. I had the awareness to actually look at myself and say, maybe I have to kill this dream. Maybe I can't be a center on the Los Angeles Lakers because I'm not 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. Why is that such a bad thing to look in the mirror and say, maybe I am physically limited and I can't do the thing that's needed to do in one of the most stressful, crazy situations ever. Afghanistan, kicking a door in, you know, shooting people, dragging somebody out on your back. Like how is a 110-pound woman going to do that? That's not being sexist. That's being real. Like I probably am still not strong enough to do those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. And then, dude, I mean, on like, say, a battlefield with females, say it's a literal like battlefield or something, right? Like it's Iraq, Afghanistan era where it's just gunfighting every day, every other day at least, whatever. But man, not to get crude about it, but what about the week when the female's on her period? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody ever brings that up, and it's like it's a joke I bring up sometimes, but I'm like, it's actually a pretty legit question because irrationality and not wanting to play ball with everybody around you that's your friend usually or whatever. Like we're supposed to be a team, and it goes back to like, you know, Tropic Thunder. We're supposed to be a unit. Suck my unit. That's gonna be the girl that week, you know, and it's like
Yeah, sure.
emotional overthinking might be the, you know, and that's not a diss on females because females are more motherly. So that also goes to being the first to run into a spot to get shot because they see somebody lying there and they want to go help them. And it's like, no, you need to know to stay back and hold on for a minute because there's a sniper up on the third row and we see in the third window over there. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're more
Yeah.
emotional.
I actually did an experiment back in my early 30s. I was a power electrician for a long time, and they put, how did I do this experiment? I can't remember, but I remember I was under duress, stress, time, money, things, shit was hitting the fan. There was explosions, and it's like, okay, what are you going to do to solve this situation? And I could not believe that under stress, my solutions and the things that I was going to do to solve the problem were the exact opposite of what I would do is if I was calm, rational, and thinking clearly. That's me. I'm the exact same person, but under stress, I'm making the exact opposite decision to try and fix the problem. Both might have fixed it, but the fact that I took two completely different avenues blew me away. And that being said, you kind of have to know who you are on the battlefield. And sure enough, women, men, we all have emotions. We all have these things. But come on, let's not pretend that women don't have crazy hormones. Anybody that's been married to a woman knows that there's crazy hormones going around.
Yeah, yeah.
Different times of the month.
So then
And
you
it's
imagine
like,
all the training shit as well, and a mix of trying to
right.
get some hormones out and other pheromones in, or whatever. Not pheromones, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
It's
then
like,
you got some dude yelling at you like, fuck your feelings, I don't give a shit today.
yeah. motherfucker, man up. But I'm not a
Yeah.
man, I'm a female. I don't give a fuck. Get in line, Sergeant.
Derek, get the pillowcase with the soap bars because we're going to put this chick to the test. Boosh.
All right, we did soap 2 times in a row. I don't think the soap's working. Grab the bricks, Antifa style.
Antifa style. Exactly. But that's the world that we live in. Like, dude, I know you're younger than me, but Gen X, like we were unapologetic and just watching all the PC crap come in. PC crap rolled in hard in the 90s. I mean, it didn't really stick, but it was starting to roll in hard. And you could just see it over the years. And this is the slippery slope that we're in. The US military is paying for guys to chop their dicks off.
Yeah.
And then they're going to attach those dicks onto the chicks that want dicks.
Yeah. So they can man up. Man down, soldier, man up, female.
Dude, if we take it back to everything, the IQ test of it all, women can't be men and men can't be women. Period. It's hard enough to be a man. Never mind strapping on a fake wiener and pretending you're a dude.
But are you a biologist?
Right, exactly. But that's my whole thing. It's like, hey, yeah, you might believe that you teleported down here from wherever, your soul, heaven.
The Pleiadians, yeah.
Yeah, whatever nebula you want to come from, and oh, God put you in the wrong body, but guess what? Make the best of it.
We're all dealing with it. Yeah, we're all dealing with it.
This is your avatar. Like, you don't have to chop off your arm or your leg just to be different. Like, just roll with it and see what you got. Like, whoever is doing this mind experiment and drug experiments, you know that they're making big coin off this stuff.
Yeah, all it is just a reshaping of MK Ultra, which before that was, your Dr. Kevorkian, your Mangalas, and all these. Like, we're just recycling all these things. It's like, what's his name? Hirsch. Oh, damn it! I was just looking him up earlier. Fucking. Not seem.
You're supposed to know, Derek.
What I was getting at is the guy that, like, back to, like, not defending Nazis, but when they say they were burning the books, what books were they burning? Oh, it was God damn it, what's his name? Is Maxwell Hirsch or something like that. Jewish guy from the 30s and stuff, and you go back and look at his Wikipedia now, and it shows like LGBTQ activist, and you're like, yeah, that's the books they were burning, is like chopping off and experimenting. We're seeing it tenfold nowadays. Like, now there's not as many people pushing back as there was back then because it started a literal revolution. But dude, we're getting into weird times with, yes, if you're a man, you're a man. If you're a female, you're a female. In the military, you've got standards to freaking go by. If you can't deal with the job, no more affirmative action, no more of this bullshit. You can either do it or you can't do it, and quit trying to change yourself into something you're not. You can better yourself as a human being, but you're not what you aren't, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm saying?
A monkey cannot become a person. A monkey cannot become a person.
Darwin says it can. But fuck that retard. He's out of here anyways.
A man cannot become a woman and a woman cannot become a man. That is too macro evolution. It's not going to happen. It's just going to end up in regret and suicide or whatever kind of misery.
Unless you're Jamie Lee Curtis. No.
Oh God.
You've heard those
and
stories.
That's another thing, right? We talk about these Garners and these Afflecks and what is it? The one with Machine Gun Kelly, what's her face?
Megan Fox.
They have like 3 trannies.
3 trans kids out of 3 kids. That's just, man.
What are the odds?
What a coincidence. That's 100%. That's mafia odds right there.
Yeah. That's not crazy parents raising kids.
No, it's not. It is psychopaths. We need open insane asylums. But then who determines who's insane at this point? Because we say stupid shit on this new show, Crazy Stitt. And before too long, I could be in said mental asylum, and so could you, Alex. But we're in different countries. It might happen in mine first. We'll make a race out of it. Well, you guys in the comments tell us which one's going to throw us in first, Canada or America. But guys, this was the inaugural episode of Crazy Stitt with Derek and Alex. We're going to do this once a month, and we'll get better at it. But we just wanted to have some fun, play some clips, and talk like idiots, and watch the world burn. Alex, any closing thoughts?
No, man, I just want to say thanks for having me on, and it was a lot of fun. And I got my mistakes out of the way. I can get it. You saw the last 2 or 3 videos, no problem. So we're good on the
We
next
man
one.
up, dude. We just roll with the mistakes. People love the honesty, and that's what we're gonna embrace from now on. Honesty. The more fuck ups, the better, because that just shows we're not AI. We're real people in a world of fake and gay shit. You know, you don't know if our beautiful faces, they could be fake, man. It could be an AI rendering right now. But anyways, until next time, we'll see if we're fake and gay AI robots. We'll see you guys next time, Stitt heads. Peace out.